The Match Ball.
Hello and welcome to the show. We're streaming live on YouTube. This show exclusively for our TSP Plus members. We get early access to the Match Ball for thrilling afternoons like that in London. Not one necessarily for the purists, but we will come on to all that. They get early access to the Match Ball. You can watch the show in the free feed later on and listen in your podcast app as well. Show is brought to you with Levi's Listers, who have a time-limited discount on for another 10 days or so. Pre-Christmas, 15%, an increased discount from the usual 10% on your legal fees. It's 15% on your legal fees. Michael Normanton, what are they?
Lasting powers of attorney, conveyancing, wills.
Good boy. Full details and terms are on the website, levislisters.co.uk/the square ball. Dan, Michael and Rob on the match ball. 1-1 at Brentford. A point in London. A shit game. But I think, given the way that goal went in, you just take it, don't you?
Not a shit game. I got into football to watch two men try and throw a ball as far as they can.
At least it took up some time, didn't it? Although now you've actually just said a point in London, I feel even better about that result because we never get, 9 losses in the Premier League in London on the bounce or something. So not bad. It's only our, second result away from home. So yeah, could have been worse. Felt like it was going to be worse, but it also felt like we deserved that.
Oh, so. We 100% did. We should have. If anything, we edged it, didn't we? Really, we should have won it.
Yeah, I think we were fractionally the better team
because their goal as well. I mean, it was a series of mistakes, wasn't it? Really, the fact that Biol passes it to Henderson and then deflects his shot in as well. Like it all felt a bit unfair.
And then, that's probably why he stuck his hand up claiming for something. Like, no, just rule it out. That can't be having that.
Lots of people in the comments on the stream, by the way, identified that your outfit looking spectacular. So if you are on the audio version,
this is all for sale. Would you believe it?
You always dress like that, don't you?
Michael's got he's got the long sleeve low field shirt on, the matching beanie with the Christmas jumper, which is based on the early 90s away kit. If you want a nice, bright, vivid.
I'm going to take some of this off now because I'm too hot.
Right.
Very much the no colours at aways, that, isn't it?
So squareball.net if you want to help yourself to any of that. What's the last posted date? Is it back end of the week?
Yeah, right. 19th, I think. Yeah, Friday.
Got some good stuff on there. So yeah, thank you for allowing us a moment just to plug our stuff. Michael, you are now returning. Your body temperature now returning to normal.
Yep.
Now you've stripped off a little, as it were. Yeah, it wasn't a classic. I can imagine there'd be plenty of neutrals watching that, falling asleep in their armchairs on Sunday afternoon. But for us, I think it being a bit of a grind and low quality probably suits us under the circumstances to a certain extent.
Two teams with a similar-ish kind of approach, it feels like. Not a huge amount of football played, was there? But whatever. At this stage, I think it's a game we would have probably lost not long ago. Yeah. So we were pretty consistent throughout it, I think. The second half, we were definitely the better team. First half, they had a bit of territory in possession, but they never did anything with it, did they?
I felt like we had the better opportunities in the first half. There were never really any brilliant, clear-cut opportunities, but we did sort of force the half chances. Okafor was kind of looks threatening, while also never had much faith in him actually put it in the net or finding a Leeds player. But yeah, a lot of toil. But that's kind of what we've been asking Leeds to sort of double down on this season. You go back to the Richard Finn's article in the magazine a couple of months ago, make football shit again. Let's just try and subvert the Premier League and just shit all over it, basically.
And we need to.
Yeah.
We need to have teams drag down to our level is a phrase I've used before this season. Don't you agree? Like we need it to descend into a bit of a grind where they can't impose their game on it.
Although I don't think we needed to drag Brentford down.
Because they're not very good, are they? Well, I mean, we weren't necessarily better or much better, but that's the game, isn't it?
It's weird, isn't it? They've got such a good home record because they looked pretty terrible.
Or is it that we're all right? You know,
it could be that. It could be that. I mean, I guess you're gonna have a good home record when you play in such an intimidating atmosphere. A cauldron like that, it's gonna shake the opposition players, isn't it?
Let's deal with the goals first and then move straight into dickhead ref chat, because I think the dickhead ref chat and the VAR probably dominated in terms of a presence today. Like there was a weirdly, it felt like there's a weird emphasis on VAR being very prominent throughout the game.
But desperate to use it, weren't they?
Yeah. So a game of football very briefly broke out. They scored that goal because the ball was sort of threaded in down our right, wasn't it? Their left. Mm-hmm. A little bit unlucky, I thought, with that through ball. Just like the positioning wasn't quite right. And was it Rodon who chased after him and didn't quite get there?
It was in behind Bogle, wasn't it? Then, it was Rodon chasing after. It was that annoying Premier League thing of we seemed to switch off for a second and got punished. It was Stack as well, sort of just let Henderson run off him. But yeah, a couple of rebounds and Was it even going in? I couldn't tell until it hit Beal. It was hard to tell.
They've credited it to Henderson, haven't they, rather than Beal? But
I think they should take it off him personally.
That's what Beal was appealing for.
It's mine.
My goal, that definitely put that in. Yeah, it was unlucky because he actually got round. They did get around the back of us, but the cross itself wasn't really any good because it went to Beal, and if he'd have got a clean contact on it, it'd have actually been cleared rather than just dropping to Henderson.
There was a slight concern, I suppose, because they scored right on 70 minutes. Then we made the subs afterwards. He lined up for his usual 70-minute subs. That would have been a stick used to beat him with. I think had we lost the game, I mean, he's being reactive again, but the subs are made, and then 10 minutes later we're level. So
I thought the game was going well for us at that stage. I could see why we decided not to make any changes because we were on top.
And we were saying you could tell Tanaka was going to come off because he was having a bit of a stinker, but it was you're just wondering at what was he going to go defensive and bring Gruev on for him, or was he going to be a bit bolder and bring a Nonto or an Aronson on? But I guess their goal sort of made his mind up for him. But it is that I was saying the other week when we did switch to the 3-5-2, I do like that when he does have to make changes in the game, or if we're then chasing a goal, we can then switch to a formation that we have played before, and it's not like previously when it was throw all the strikers on and you couldn't really work out what formation we were playing and the players were trying to work it out. It's like, we'll go to 4 at the back and you know where to stand now at least.
It's recognisable to everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we've probably actually not given ourselves enough credit for limiting their chances because they do get a lot of chances from long throws, and they took plenty today, and I don't think any of them caused us a problem, did they?
There was one very early on, but that was about it. And
well, I will say this. One of the comments that's just come in on the stream from Davry4141. This is just the third time this season Brentford haven't won at home, and just the second time Leeds haven't lost away. So I think it's taking a draw out of a bit of a grind of a game it's better than perhaps it feels, I suppose.
Yeah. I think the fact it felt such a poor quality game in a lot of ways, it's cheapened the point a bit. Whereas
it's worth the same as the Liverpool game, isn't it? The 3-3.
Yeah, when actually we should be probably happier about it. It was a bit of a grind, wasn't it? But
we're not unhappy. I would say.
Oh, no,
very
not
much.
I'm
perfectly happy to come out with that with a point. Yeah.
But it just wasn't. I think coming off the massive adrenaline high of the last couple of games.
The danger is you have a damp squib there, isn't it? And it was a bit.
I actually thought we'd lose today. Yeah. I just had a feeling that we're going to have had all this sort of build up with the way we had the great results against Chelsea and Liverpool, and it's just going to kind of revert to type here, and they're going to win, and we're going to be a bit like, oh, maybe we are shit after all.
They're back down to earth. Everyone arguing over Farker again, losing to a goal like the one we conceded. That's what I was expecting going into the game. But there's some positives there, definitely.
Yeah.
A frustrating goal to concede, I think, just because it's just such fine margins, isn't it? When you don't quite get your positioning right, or the through ball's threaded, and there's a chance maybe for Rodon to go to slide in on the man, but then there's the risk of the penalty. So there were loads of little opportunities, I think, throughout that way. I thought, just deal with it, or just do something slightly different. But that's the nature of the Premier League, isn't it? If you, like you said, if you switch off for a second, or you misplace a pass, or you don't quite get your defensive line right, or whatever it might be, you can very easily get punished. But equally, you see the same thing, an example of that up at the other end. I'd moments before bemoaned Nonto's crossing, but he got the one cross right that he needed to get right, put it on DCL's head, sticks it in, and that's all you need, isn't it? One good quality cross, one good quality header, one chance, and it's in.
Yeah. Ampadu did well in the build-up to that as well. He was sort of tenacious to get it out to Ampadu to Nonto in the first place.
He did a lot of Ampaduing today, getting his foot in all the time. Sometimes not always the prettiest, sometimes not always the most effective, but he was doing it a lot, and he's kind of that one player in our team with that kind of bit of nastiness sometimes around the ref, sometimes taking minutes and minutes to take a throw in, or stealing another 20 yards on the throw or whatever. But
I enjoyed it when one of their players was down getting treatment, and he went over and had a drink of one of the Brentford Lucozades today, and I was like, it's quite a bold move.
Left my DNA on that.
Went over and chatted to their physio, and just had a drink, and I thought, okay.
Yeah.
Just stamping your authority on it a little bit. But I thought he was good. He's had a very good few games, actually, as Ampadu, after a pretty indifferent start, I would say.
Yeah, I was having my doubts about him, and then that Chelsea game seems to have woken him up, like it has a few of the players. But yeah, Nonto's cross, beautiful. It's a very aesthetically pleasing cross. And a lovely header as well.
Yeah, echoes of Wolves as well, isn't it? It's just getting that cross, that pinpoint cross right, slightly further forward, that position compared to Bogle's at Wolves. But they know what they need to do when the opportunity presents itself, and he'll stick himself on the end of it. I thought we should say about DCL today, I thought Ampadu was really good. Calvert-Lewin as well, doing so much of that awful grinding donkey work that needs doing up front. He's far from a graceful footballer at times, isn't he? But the work he puts in and the territory he gains you as well, especially when you're playing like this.
Yeah, I mean, the cross, it's a very good cross. You'd probably expect him to score, but there was one earlier in the game where he managed to turn a cross into a header on target.
Yeah, that was an Ampadu cross.
He's really no right to actually get that anywhere near the goal, but he's very good at sort of craning his neck onto stuff. So, yeah, he's a very important part of the team already.
And he's got Pat's song as well, according to Sam Swales in the comments.
Yes, he has. Yeah, last
Poor
Christmas.
Pat, rest in peace, mate.
You could hear it. You could hear it.
4 in 4, though.
Yeah.
I've been gone a long time where it looked like he was never going to score after Wolves. That's getting into a bit of form. It's really good.
I mean, admittedly, one of them was a tap-in, one was a penalty.
Still counts.
He gives us the perfect vehicle through which to segue into ref chat here because, as people are pointing out in the comments, they pull back on him in the second half.
Yeah, right at the start.
Yeah, it was every bit as heavy-handed, worse than what they got given the penalty for. I mean...
I would say I don't think either of them are penalties.
No.
Like, because the game would have about 14 penalties in it every single time.
It was an insane decision. It felt like the first half was so boring, the ref was like, I'm just going to do something to make this interesting.
And do you know
why have you done that?
And then
funny.
I feel like as soon as he gave it, he must have gone, fuck, what have I done that for?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, the comment I made to you during that game was on, and what do you both think about this? If there's no VAR there as a safety net for him, I don't think he gives that. I think it's too soft because there was a lot of telling players to get up by the ref. It was John Brooks, the dickhead ref, wasn't it? A lot of telling players to get up when it was getting a little bit physical, and it felt like that's such a light touch in order to give a penalty. It was fairly pathetic, and I think he gave that so VAR could check it.
I think that we were bailed out by the offside. I think VAR wouldn't have necessarily, because VAR is desperate to not overrule a referee. So if he's given that on the pitch, it has to be zero contact for them to overrule it.
It balances the scale towards upholding the decision, doesn't it? Yeah.
So, but in the exact same incident, if he doesn't give it, VAR would never look at it and give a penalty for that either. So it exists in the weird,
which is insane though, as well, because it looked incredibly soft in real time, and then you saw the replay and it looked even softer. It was really hard to get your head around it. I do just think like he's had a complete brain fart where he's just gone, oh shit, what, have I blown my whistle here? Why am I pointing to the spot? Like, what am I doing?
Or maybe there's some sort of just instantaneous decision based around, I've seen hands go over. Because he put his hands over, but it was like he was pulling him back. Whereas, so you contrast it with the one that happened on Calvert-Lewin, and the defender there was holding him across the shoulders and pulled him back, and you saw the pulling motion. Whereas Goodmanson didn't. He had his hands round him, but let go. But, he's leaning into him.
If that was a penalty, every corner kick would be a penalty.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
And every throw, of which there were many in that game. So, yeah, bizarre. And also, from watching the replays of it, because first of all, it showed the non-foul, and the replay showed me all went, oh, well, that's not a penalty. And then we all saw the replay of the offside and went, oh, and he's offside. But still, it took them 5 minutes to actually draw the lines or whatever. And then the really quick automated system, which gives you a graphic 5 minutes after. It just took them so long.
Which we also got for Brentford's goal and our goal, showing players clearly onside that you could see from first look.
I've bought this new computer, lads. I've got to use it.
Yeah, but it does feel like that. It's like, look at this we've done. Why have you done it? We all moved on.
But it's like we were debating whether the semi-automated VAR was working, because I mean, like you're waiting for the graphics. The graphics take a little bit of time to produce based on the data that the offside computer does, because it's constantly analysing data. But it was sold to us as you'll get an instant decision on this, and I don't think we did.
No,
like it should be instantaneous. He's offside or not. So there should have been, as soon as he's blown for that, there should have been in his ear. No, he's offside. Computer says it. Stop.
Well, the Calvert-Lewin one that they checked, there were lines on the pitch for that reason, and it was in line with that. So it's like you could have just used that. It's fine.
Yeah, the eye test.
But the penalty or the non-penalty, that was the Leeds fans started singing "What the fuck is going on," and the Brentford fans joined in. It's like it just shows how nobody's happy with it.
Yeah, it's a bollocks experience, isn't it? And it's made sport worse. But that's why I think he would not have given that penalty had he not had the safety net, and that annoys me as well, because you're starting to ref games differently. They should, in theory, have it out of their mind completely. In the abstract, it should be like, right, we'll ref the game, give decisions that we think, and then if it's wrong, that they can just tell us.
I feel sorry for refs though. They've made it much harder for them with all the stuff they have to do now, and just like the same way as you're not allowed to, if you're a linesman, you're not meant to flag until after that bit of
bollocks,
that passage of players finished. Because there was the one where we all shat ourselves a bit
when Rodon went a bit mad at the end.
Yeah, but that was miles offside, as it turns out. So that whole thing of us panicking just could have been avoided if the linesman just put his flag up.
Should I do an impression, by the way, of the ref?
No, I don't
because
think
he came
so.
over the PA. It wasn't quite as squeaky as Anthony Taylor, but I could try. Do you want me to try?
No, I can't remember his voice. I don't think I didn't hear him, so I wouldn't be able to replicate it.
Hi, I'm John Brooks.
For the VAR, they could have just asked the Leeds fans in the flat behind the stand.
It's true.
But no, we can see it on the telly.
We did come up with a new theory during that game, didn't we, about how VAR should operate? And we said it should be done like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where effectively you ask the audience. So let's say 50 or 100 football fans from across the football spectrum are given like a little handset or whatever. They could do it with phones. Phones are clever, aren't they, these days? Give everybody a phone, and the wisdom of crowds decides.
With no pen. Everyone, 80% of people are saying no pen after one glance at that.
It's against Leeds, though, isn't it?
Well,
if it was down to us to decide whether it's a penalty against Scum or not, what you say?
Well, just have it entirely composed of Leeds fans then to make it fair.
That sounds fair, actually.
Balanced and fair.
That's very rational.
That's a much better way of doing it.
Let's have a little chat about what Dominic Calvert-Lewin has said on the touchline. He's been chatting to them, in the Sky thing.
Even Sky had to apologise for how shit that game was, didn't they? They were like, Mike Chapman at the end, he was like, some interesting results elsewhere. He was like, sorry about this. Sorry, what's Calvert-Lewin said?
He's been talking about the second half at Man City, thanks to Presh12 as well, who's I'm putting the comment on screen now on the stream, just referenced the second half at Man City as a season-defining point. We seem like a new team, refreshed, full of vigour and determination. Long may it continue.
Yeah, go along with that.
They do keep going, don't they? Like they could have very easily let the heads drop after that, the goal they conceded, because it was just such an awful goal to concede. But no, they kept playing and got the reward, which is really nice to see.
Yeah, there can often be that after the Lord Mayor's Parade, when you've had a week like we had against Chelsea and then Liverpool, like barnstorming, atmosphere going through the roof, and then, with all respect in the world to Brentford, but also fuck them, a terrible atmosphere in that stadium, and it can just feel a little bit jarring, I suppose, as a player.
I found Hey Jude to be quite intimidating at the start. The bit if they got to the Judy bit, I'd have been quaking.
Yeah. Right.
We shouldn't slag up Brentford too much, but at the same time, what are they going to do?
Well,
I mean, I'm just looking at that. I've been enjoying the replies to their full-time tweet, and they all hate him as well. They all hate Keith Andrews, think he's a fraud. There's a lot of Leeds fans in there saying get back to the Championship, which is nice.
Very graceful, aren't we? So my halftime notes, my little mini halftime report at 0-0 was first half low on quality, few chances. Leeds arguably with the slightly better chances. And in among all that was the penalty after 35, wasn't it? You had the first big chance for us was Okafor, that through ball that seemingly came out of nothing, didn't it?
It was their through ball. That's why it was them trying to pass it,
right.
and he just nipped in between the defenders, and it was a bit of a narrow angle by the time he got there. But yeah, he was dangerous first half. We were saying he does tend to disappear, doesn't he? After about an hour, does Okafor?
Gets a bit tired, doesn't he? I think it feels really harsh comparing him to Rafinha, because Rafinha was one of the best footballers in the world.
Yeah.
But I do keep thinking, last time we got promoted, our marquee signing was Rafinha, who is one of the best footballers in the world. And you watch Okafor, and he does look like our most threatening player a lot of the time, but also can be pretty infuriating as well at the same time.
But if it's that thing, isn't it? When you start to build your squad out as you cement yourself in the Premier League, if you get 60 or 70 minutes out of a player like that, it's fine if you've got another one who's good enough to come on and kind of pick up the mantle.
And you hope that in 2 years' time, he's the Jack Harrison of the squad, who's the person you've maybe got someone better, so he's coming on late in games or whatever.
I just always think, do you remember when Rafinha came on for his debut at Villa and he did that shimmy and pass to Pablo, and you thought, oh my bloody God, how have we got this guy? But whereas Okafor, it's like, I can tell he's decent. Maybe we could just do with a little bit more, or like you say, just some help.
Absolutely terrific message here. SJH90 turns into Oka 3 after 60 minutes, which is very good indeed. My other sort of prominent note in that first half was Perry's kicking is wayward. His distribution wasn't great today, was it?
I mean, he even threw that one for Bogle out, didn't he, as well, which weren't great. But yeah, he just needs to throw it every time.
Yeah, we know he's not there for his distribution, though, is he?
He's saying basically more fun, Rob. It's because it's more fun watching him lob it.
We're not a possession team, are we, this year, though?
No.
Last year, it was always building from the back, wasn't it? And there's no need. Just get it. You get the territory. Kick it out high up the pitch. Pen them in.
And other stuff I've got from the first half notes was penalty pathetic offside. That was the 35 minutes, then 42. Sloppy from Strauch. Brentford chance. I don't remember that necessarily.
It's when he misplaced a pass, then he went chasing it, and it left a gap.
And Rodon went across instead of picking up the runner. Yeah. They saw two men both went to the ball, didn't they?
We probably got away with it that he shot just straight at Perry Rapp because they had a player free that he could have passed it, didn't he?
And then
Tanaka had a poor game, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, just before half-time, we went down the left and had a cross in, and Okafor. It was Okafor who burst down the left, wasn't it? And he put it across. And nobody could quite get on the end of it. I thought that was a good chance as well, just before the half.
He had a bit of that. He had that volley that he hooked over from like Tanaka's header, but that was sort of behind him. It was a hard chance.
Yeah, I think it happened as well. I went, oh, come on. And then you saw it back, you're like, that's quite difficult. He's trying to volley it at like sort of shoulder height, wasn't he?
But I've got bright start. I've written down bright start at the start of both halves because I thought we did start okay, actually, in both halves. But then I've counterpointed that straight after. And I've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin pulled down. Any different, question mark. Bright start to the second half, then Tanaka not in great form. Yeah, he wasn't on it today, was he?
Yeah, I thought the midfield as a whole was pretty good. I thought Stack had some nice moments. Ampadu was good, but Tanaka was the one really that didn't work, I would say. To the point where I was actually not against bringing Brendan Aronson on.
Yeah, you advocated for it, didn't you?
I did. You see?
Showing that subtlety and nuance is what we're all about, isn't it?
In the first half, though, Tanaka, I said he was a bit neither here nor there. Like, he's just struggling to find any space on the pitch. It was that kind of game, though, wasn't it? It was a pretty agricultural game. Maybe not the game for him as much as he can get stuck in. But then there was that bad tackle on him in the second half. That Hickey.
Yeah. Do you think
completely got away from him.
Do you think it shook him?
And then it was after that he just passed the ball out for a throw in and lost the ball a couple of times. And you thought, yeah, just get him off.
Do you think maybe that shook him a little bit, like the heavy challenge you saw?
It was a bad tackle.
He didn't even get a free kick for it, did he?
No, well, we got a really soft one like seconds later, and it was like the ref was like, maybe should have given that a bit earlier.
Yeah, and just to return to the VAR question, I did note somewhere after we'd gone one, made it 1-1. Why is VAR taking so long? It felt like it was very. It's like it feels when you watch like European games for the most part, or Champions League games, it feels quite light touch. It's just there, sort of in the background, as a thing that. Whereas I think it's almost maybe with these televised Sky games, they can't. They're so scared of getting anything wrong that it's overly imposed on the game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just so they can create talking points or whatever.
I don't know if it just isn't working properly for them. Like, I don't know if the systems are not working or something. Because it felt like they were kind of dealing with a lagging computer. They were like, it's doing the auto. It's buffering. It's 16%. Bloody hell. Just right. Keep holding for a minute. It's 24%. It's getting there. It's building it. It does look fine, I have to say. But we're just checking. Goes on forever. Yeah, my final note after that is 5 minutes from the end, Ampadu. When it looked a lot closer from the main camera angle than the replay from behind him actually proved, because he hit the post that holds the net up. I thought it was a water bottle he hit or something.
Something like that.
Well, it was in that vicinity anyway. Yeah. A foot or two wide, but from the main camera angle, it looked like a drilled shot that had only just gone slightly wide, which it did.
That was Gabby Goodmanson's big run forward from his own half to the opposite end of the field, which he does at least once a game. I do really enjoy it. How there's always a point in the game where he's like, I'm not going to look to pass it. I'm just going to keep running and see how far I get. And he gets remarkably far. He has this weird knack of, again, not the most graceful, but he just manages to get to the byline. He sort of tackles his way to the byline. But yeah.
He was very tired by the end.
I'm going to say that. It was about a minute after that he started limping.
What do you think to some of the hair on show today? Perry, remarkably, seems to have been growing his.
Yeah.
And Damsgaard, obviously. Does somebody need to have a friendly word in his ear?
That's gone.
Right.
Yeah, it's over. You either need to get yourself booked in or just get rid of that, because there's.
Perry's going to pass him his card at full time.
Yeah. We didn't mention the Perry bit where he allowed the ball to go through his legs and then collected it on the other side. The way like basketballers bounce it between the legs.
I think he actually did quite well there under the circumstances. It didn't look pretty, but he reacted really quickly to turn around and grab it.
But actually, to talk about Perry a bit more, we were saying like, he was fine. Kicking not great, but at the same time they had all those long throws and there wasn't any panic. Think back to how we were under Melier when any ball into the box, you were like, oh no, they are basically going to score from this. Like the Sheffield United away game last year, where obviously we turned it around and won, but the early stages of that were just just like knocking the ball to Melier and absolute like chaos every single time. So just maybe he's better than we're giving him credit for, is what I'm saying, because you don't notice it because mistakes aren't being made every 5 minutes.
He's a bit avant-garde and he does terrify me, but at the same time, for the most part, he's getting the job done.
He's a good shot stopper. Yeah. I will say that. He's a pretty good shot stopper.
Yeah, he made one decent save today, didn't he? That was after the Strauch slip, actually. I think.
And as you say, something as basic as coming and claiming a cross, he does that all the time, and you don't really notice it because you expect it. But I think we kind of been conditioned the other way a little bit.
And all goalkeepers are slightly unhinged. Like Carl Darlow was the sensible pair of hands last season, and he's a lunatic. And you look at the Spurs goalkeeper for the last few weeks, he's an idiot. And you look at most Premier League games, and there's a keeper messing up. The Chelsea keeper's similar in here as well. So.
As for the table, we're 17th with 3 points ahead of West Ham with the same games played and a superior goal difference. Burnley are now 6 points behind us. So it looks like the bottom two are starting to get cut adrift. I haven't even mentioned Wolves, who are now 14 points behind us. And well, I say they're done, aren't they? How do you feel about that as I
feel better than I did
as we creep towards the halfway point?
When West Ham were winning.
Yeah.
At one point. I looked at it because all the results were going against us at one point, including Sunderland. I know you're hoping to still rein them in.
Well, their decline has started, hasn't it? Clearly.
It has. They peaked. Well, this is the peak.
Yeah.
Derby win. Well,
AFCON,
only one way it can go from
It's AFCON next, isn't it? So they're done.
The final points of the season are against Newcastle.
Couldn't even score their own goal today, did they? Have to rely on a Newcastle player to do it for them.
We're only 10 points behind and we'll claw them back in, no problem.
But yeah, when I was seeing Forest winning, West Ham winning, you're like, oh no.
Bournemouth have slipped quite considerably. They've still got a game to play. Scumbags, isn't it? They've got. But yeah, they're within reach, I would say. If you can get a win in the next round of fixtures and a couple of teams above us drop points, then suddenly you start to put yourself into a little mix of teams above you there rather than competing for a bottom three spot. I'd like us to just keep stretching that gap out, keep stretching it out if we can.
And just involving more teams in the whole mess down the bottom has got to be a good thing.
And seeing how miserable other teams are as well gives me hope. Like Brentford fans seem to be hating it. West Ham have hated everything for years now. Burnley seem to have given up. Wolves, bless them, are hanging on in there, sort of. But the more teams that can hopefully just panic and shit the bed. Yeah. Well, hopefully, we were saying, if Farke can just keep getting results and ticking over, perfect.
You're right, Rob. Actually, like the mental state, the sort of vibe around the club when you compare it to most of the teams in the bottom half feels pretty balanced and okay. I know
it's because it's momentum, isn't it? That's
there's obviously there was worry about Farke when we're losing 4 games on the bounce, but we seem to have found another gear now with the new formation. And if Dominic Calvert-Lewin's comments are being reported accurately there, like the squad must feel renewed as well.
Well, I was looking at after the early games today, the Athletic, I think, it was like, Newcastle have lost. Where does this leave Eddie Howe? Everyone's unhappy, blah, blah, blah. Spurs got beat, the Athletic. Where does this leave Thomas Frank? It's like, it only takes a loss and everyone sort of goes a bit mad, don't they? So as long as you can stave that off, I think.
Just hold your nerve. I mean, to be fair, not like we held our nerve necessarily when we all thought Farke was done. But then again, we didn't think he was capable of the change that he enacted quite emphatically, I suppose, at half-time at Man City. If that's the game that they're identifying as the moment that's kind of given them all a new lease of life, then good. We just keep getting the points on the board, haven't we, I suppose? Yeah.
And other stuff down the bottom, like Burnley have got to be pretty close to making a change because they've just lost loads of games in a row now. In fact, they've lost pretty much every game since they beat us, I think.
Can't believe they lost that game looking back.
I think so.
After they beat us, they went to Wolves and won. And then they've lost every game since then. The last win was the 26th of October.
That Bournemouth equaliser, had they not scored that equaliser at Ellen Road, they'd be on 18 points and so would we. It's frustrating, isn't it? It's the fine margins of the Premier League, which is why I'm quite happy with the point today. I mean, is it going to be enough in the long run? Is it going to be enough at the end of the season? We don't know yet, but it doesn't feel like a bad point from where we sit today.
Parker will be talking himself out of a job soon, won't he, anyway? Get his payoff. So it's actually a good argument if you're Burnley, like, just stick with him and it will get you up because nobody expects Burnley to stay up this season anyway.
No.
But Parker's like, we're terrible, aren't we? Rubbish here. Like he did at Bournemouth or whatever. It's like, we'll just get someone else then. Here's a bag of money. It's fine.
They're quite close games that Burnley keep losing. They seem to keep losing by like a goal by the looks of it.
Yeah.
But
if you do that in every game, though, you'll lose them all.
Then again, I think we said that last year because they kept winning by a goal, didn't we, the last year? And we were like, well, you probably won't get away with that in the Premier League because teams will just score against you. And you'll just turn all those 1-0, 2-1 wins into defeats by the same margin. So
I'm just looking at Farke's comments in the post-match. He's saying that it's a display of great resilience and resistance, delighted with the second half. I am still in between, emotions, I think he means here, because I thought we should have won this game. Tight game, crucial stats, goals, XG, shots on target, big chances. We were dominating. After a late equaliser, I wanted to go for it. Keith Andrews has also spoken, saying first half, controlled the game without causing opportunities. Difficult system to break down. Structure could have been better. Rotating too much. Not patient enough. Second half, they started really well. We dug in, suffered. There you go.
Yeah. I think a draw's Just
about right.
Yeah.
Just about right. I think we did edge it, but did we edge it enough to win? Don't know. I feel like we should have been given something extra for them being given that penalty, even though it was overturned.
Maybe we should be given 2 points.
Feels that way. It does feel that way.
1.5. Take that.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get the other half.
No.
Yeah,
We're not sharing it. No.
Because that was really unfair. Anything else to add then? Towards the end of this one.
Ampadu's long throws were better. I was worried about it today because obviously their player's really good at them. And when we got our first throw, I was like, "Oh, don't do it, Ethan. You might just embarrass yourself here." But he threw them further and flatter, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, they were good considering when you saw what Brentford were up to with their throwing mischief.
Yeah. I'm just looking down the bottom of the league as well. I've got the league table. Like the form table is all bad down the bottom. I can see.
That's how it works.
I know. You can see 15 games on the form table. West Ham have got 3 draws in there, but everything else is just red. Just defeats for everyone else down the bottom. So
We're still on our 1 point per game trajectory, aren't we?
we are.
Just about, which is not exciting. It's not comfortable, but it's about where you need to be.
And there's a chance you go down on 38 points. It feels like this year, which is the shame of it. But would you take 38 points now if offered? I think I probably would.
Yeah.
I'd take it and roll the dice. See if that's going to be enough.
Well, just right off the second half of the season.
Yeah,
Just,
see if-
interesting.
I'd like to get to 5 wins before the halfway point. If 9 wins is the target, but just getting a bit ahead of that, and then I would like us to sign some good footballers in January. We were, because the first half was so boring. I was going through all our January signings trying to find the last good
You
one.
got a long way back, didn't you?
We got to about 2018 and we're like, Adam Forshaw.
Yeah.
Straucher was then as well.
I mean, look, if ever there's a day to have a good atmosphere, it's next Saturday night at Ellen Road. Final Saturday before Christmas, 8 o'clock kickoff, which is stupid, but here we are. But Crystal Palace at home, they will come into it as favourites because of their lofty position in the table. But as we've seen, Ellen Road can be a great leveller, and it should be absolutely bouncing in there if we get going, I think.
Yeah, and they've lost today, admittedly, to Man City, but they might be lacking a bit of something.
They
coming
lost
into
relatively heavy, didn't they?
3-0, yeah.
Well, we ran City closer than that.
Yeah, we scored twice because we're better.
So there you
That's how
go.
it works.
So we'll beat them 2-0,
Correct.
probably.
That's right. Yeah, you've called it.
Is that right?
Clean sheet. Yeah.
We'll
We-
get 2.5 points.
We are due a clean sheet, actually. We should have one of those. Time is up on the match ball. Thank you, members, for joining us on the live stream. On the audio version, there'll be some extra time at the end there. Some bonus chat. If you want to become a member, head to thesquareball.net/plus. Got some good stuff coming up this week. We're going to speak to Bryn Law. It's going to be a little bit later on Monday afternoon because he's on his way back from London tomorrow. Just find out how he saw it, what the discussion was like in the tunnel area with the coaches and interviewees and so on. Look out for our Christmas quiz as well with Johnny Cooper from Opta. Fiendishly difficult at times, but a lot of fun. We recorded that.
We certainly made it look difficult. That's what I will say.
Yeah. Is Johnny good or are we bad?
Who knows?
You'll have to listen and watch to find out. A good chance for you to play along. And if you're driving anywhere over Christmas, you can maybe save that one and listen to it in the car if you've got Leeds fans on your journey. Usual propaganda before Christmas. AD White Christmas coming before the end of the week as well, before the Palace game. We did that last year, and in true square ball tradition, we've recycled the joke again another year later. But that is that for this time. And we'll catch you soon.
The Match Ball.